Hey everybody, Steven here, and for today's video I have a review of Bucked Up's Racked, which is their branched chain amino acid supplement. Now I got this off of a sale that they were having on their website. Bucked Up is also the name of their pre-workout that they have, and then there's another one which is more intense, Woke AF. I'll let you kind of figure out what the AF means in that, but I have both of these, and I gotta say I really do like both of these. Today we're just going to cover what's in the branched chain amino acid supplement. So without further ado, here we go. So you have 30 servings in this. I actually got the watermelon flavored one, and it tastes really, really good. So just based off taste, it doesn't taste bad at all. Now, it is sweetened with sucralose and artificial flavors, natural and artificial flavors. I don't really know what that means exactly in terms of what they're actually putting in there. Malic acid, sucralose, has red number 40 lake, which is the dye that they're using in here. So I'm not a huge fan of the dyes when they put them in here if they're not naturally derived, just because you can use dyes that come from actual fruit to color a lot of this stuff these days. But it is sweetened with sucralose, so if that is something that you're looking for, it's not going to have stevia or anything like that sweetened in it. But from a taste perspective, it does taste very, very good. So we have 30 servings in this. The cost, both on their website and on Amazon, is $42.95. On their website, it's showing that it typically is $49.95. But I got this thing about a month ago, and the sale's still going on. So I don't know if that's just one of those things they're advertising it like that so that they get more of a draw to buy it. This is a pricier pre-workout, or branched chain amino acid supplement though. And it's actually a pricier pre-workout in terms of the price for that also. Usually you're seeing these kind of more at the $30 mark, $30, $35. Some are more expensive, and you do pay for a premium product. So branched chain amino acid supplements, so this is actually one of the more expensive ones I've ever bought in terms of that. But they do justify that a little bit because it's not just branched chain amino acids. They actually have other things in here. So let's go ahead and go over that right now. This is a 2-to-1-to-1 ratio, so that's pretty common when you're looking at branched chain amino acid supplements. So we have 2 grams of leucine, which is actually going to be one of the bigger muscle building amino acids. Then we have isoleucine for 1 gram, and then valine for 1 gram. Just a quick recap, branched chain amino acids don't get taken up by the hepatic system, they don't get taken up by the liver, so they actually go directly to the muscle, and you can keep those muscles fed during your workout, right? It's a good thing to do in certain periods where you're not going to necessarily have a meal, but you want to keep those muscles fed, unless you're fasting, of course. And then also, so if you're working out, you can keep those muscles fed on top of that. So kind of like a gold standard with what they're doing there, nothing crazy or different there. But after that, they have acetyl L-carnitine for 1 gram and L-carnitine for 1 gram as well. So when we're looking at L-carnitine and acetyl-carnitine, you're looking at increasing, and it will really just have an effect on your mitochondria and energy production, so increasing energy production, right? If you're deficient in L-carnitine, you're going to see a huger result with this. Now, there's a lot of research done with people that are older where they are supplementing with L-carnitine because they're not getting a huge amount from their food. They're maybe just not eating nutrient-dense food, or they're not eating enough food to get enough of the L-carnitine. You're going to see a huge increase there. Usually we're going to see improved insulin sensitivity and blood vessel health. It's neuroprotective, so it's protecting your neurological system. Fat loss is something that they promote with L-carnitine though. One of the things I've seen with that, just in terms of research, is that that's usually not something that is highly measured, right? And you're really seeing that more on the end of people that are deficient in it, and they're going to show an increase in fat loss once they start to take this. So it always makes me a little bit weary when that's the lead that they're promoting with that. And I'm not saying Bucked Up is doing that at all. Just look for products where it's like, we're putting a ton of this in there, and this is the fat loss product. And that's not to say that it's not going to happen on a micro level. It's just not something that you might notice on a macro level. Meaning, I've been taking L-carnitine for a month and I've lost 20 pounds. Probably not going to happen, right? But the big thing here is the energy production So getting a little bit of boost from that. I do like that they put the acetyl L-carnitine and L-carnitine in it. I've seen this also in other ones that are nootropics. I've seen that in there because of the cognitive side of what acetyl L-carnitine is doing. So just the brain boosting performance side of that. After that, we have taurine for 1 gram, so antioxidant, brain stimulant. You'll see that a lot in different energy drinks, right? Monster, Rockstar, things like that. They usually have taurine in there, usually at the 500 to 1 gram mark on that, so that's a pretty good dose. With the acetyl L-carnitine and the L-carnitine, 1 to 2 grams is typically what I see with a lot of the different studies. So I like that the doses here are pretty good with all of that. They're not trying to put micro amounts in there and then claim that it's doing all these things for you, and they're really just selling you a lot of air with it, right? After that, we have L-tyrosine. So it's a precursor to stimulatory neurotransmitters. So we're looking at focus, alertness, and cognition increasing with this. Now, taurine and L-tyrosine are something else that you'll actually see a lot of times in nootropics. Nootropics being kind of new to the market in the last couple of years, but it's something that's increasing brain function, right? Cognitive performance. Onnit's Alpha Brain is a good example of this, where that's really where they're pushing on that side, where I'm not going to take caffeine, I'm going to take these other new products, right? And that's actually going to help with cognitive function versus I have to take caffeine, right? Which usually you have that spike with caffeine and then you can drop off with it as far as your alertness and all these other things. So good to see in there. Usually I see it at the 500 milligram to 1 gram mark, so they have 500. They're on the lower end of the spectrum with this, but it's still good to see in there. And then after that, they have Himalayan salt, 200 milligrams. So just looking at sodium as an electrolyte, but when you look at Himalayan salt, you're actually going to get minerals with that as well. As far as the makeup of that, I can't tell. Like, you would actually have to test that and say, all right, for the 200 milligrams, I'm getting this much in terms of all my other minerals that I'm going to get, right? So my assumption is that they're really putting it in here for the electrolyte side and to get some of those minerals out of that Himalayan salt to get a lot of these other things also into the bloodstream a little bit quicker, which brings me to the next one, which is bioperine, and they have 5 milligrams. That's pretty standard for the industry right now, 5 to 10 milligrams, and they put that in there to help absorption in the body, right? They're putting that in there so that these things can get into the bloodstream a little bit quicker. And I think that's really just the combo that you're seeing with the Himalayan salt and the bioperine in there. Another one though, and I didn't actually know this one, I had to do a little bit of research to figure out what this was the gamma butyrobetane. Butyrobetane. It's always hard when it's a longer word. Butyrobetane ethyl ester hydrochloride. I was horrible at pronouncing all this stuff when we were doing organic chemistry. So my degree is in nutrition from Oklahoma State University. So I'm just horrible. I'm horrible at pronouncing things in general. When I have to read it out like that, I have to go over in my head a couple times, and I did before doing the video, and I still messed it up. But we have 15 milligrams of that. I had to look into this. So it lowers and regulates blood pressure. It's a precursor to L-carnitine. So my assumption is it's more on the lowering and regulating blood pressure side, and just the fact that it's a precursor to L-carnitine in there. I didn't see anything in terms of like weight loss and all these other things. When it's something like this and I don't see a ton of information, it does make me kind of weary, especially when it's 15 milligrams. Didn't find a ton of information out there in terms of research, and it's just a low dose. So I don't know if they're just putting it in there for that small portion where it's helping with blood pressure, or what the reasoning behind all of that. And even if I'm looking here on their website, when I'm looking at here, it's saying that it potentiates the natural production of carnitine in the body. So they're using it as that precursor to L-carnitine to like kind of start that process going. So. And it finishes out, by the way, with chromium picolinate, 500 micrograms. So This helps with insulin production in the pancreas. So a lot of clients that I get where they are diabetic, one of the things that I put them on initially is chromium. I usually say at the 500 microgram mark that I want them to start taking that, of course, talking to their doctor first, but looking at that so that we can increase insulin sensitivity and that we can actually affect the beta receptors on the pancreas so that they potentially start producing more insulin, right? I mean, anything's going to react a little bit different in somebody. I mean, we're all different and unique in that way, but I do notice those that do start with this, it helps with their insulin fluctuations. If you're playing the long game with it, you can't take it once and be like, okay, like that, I'm going to do it once and see if it works. If it doesn't work right then I'm going to give up on it. Try it for 30 to 60 days and then stop and then see how you feel after that. I personally, I get it from just natural sources. I don't supplement with it anymore just because I noticed, because I'm not diabetic, when I was taking it, it was actually making it so that I wasn't hungry at all. I didn't have any appetite. I didn't want to eat. So I had to get off of that. So that is everything that is in this. Higher price point value, but they are packing it with a lot of good stuff. Everything in here is at a good dose, in my opinion, minus the gamma ethyl ester. I'm not going to try to pronounce the full name just because I haven't seen a ton of research on that, but it's only 15 milligrams. But everything else that is in here, really good. And you're going to be paying a premium price for nootropics right now, and you're getting it out of this, at least some of those really good nootropics that a lot of other products are putting in it, like the taurine and the L-tyrosine. So, great product. I love the taste. Definitely recommend this one for sure if you are comfortable with paying that higher price point. So, I'm going to put a link for Amazon. I'm going to put a link off of their website, because right now on Amazon, all they have is the mango. I'm not a huge fan of mango flavored products. This is the watermelon, and I love this one. I haven't tried any of the other ones though. So check that out. Let me know what you think. If anybody's tried any of the other products too, and you're like, hey, you should really try this, let me know. I am wanting to try the Woke AF one just because it has more caffeine in it for the pre-workout and see how that goes. I am loving the regular one though. So if you guys like the video, hit the like button for me. If you want to continue to follow along with all the content that I pump out, whether that's supplement reviews, MoveNow workouts, medical exercise stuff, any of that, hit the subscribe button for me. And thanks so much for watching.